The Wall Street Journal in this article is calling, or at least saying out loud, that maybe Caitlin Clark's civil rights are actually being violated. Is her right to a peaceful workplace, a non-hostile work environment, are those rights being violated by the...
She didn't just play basketball. She starred in a weekly spin-off of Law and Order, Referees Gone Rogue. Every time Caitlin Clark checked in, it was like her civil rights packed up and took an early retirement. Whistles became suggestions, fouls only counted if she inhaled too close to someone, and advantage belonged to everyone except her. Welcome to the twisted sports saga where fairness is fiction and survival is the real stat line. If you thought injustice lived only in courtrooms, wait until you see what they did to CC in gym shorts. Buckle up, it's about to get ridiculous.
All of y'all who said we were exaggerating, Caitlin Clark's not getting fouled, bruh. It's to the point where we have this going on. We're talking, now there's articles about her civil rights being like thrown out. It is crazy. It is.
Caitlin Clark's WNBA career isn't just basketball anymore, it's a full-blown contact sport so brutal you'd swear she accidentally signed up for a Hunger Games reboot. Forget finesse, forget her three-point artistry. The real spectacle now is watching her try to cross half-court without getting mugged like she's holding the last pack of toilet paper in a pandemic Costco.
Caitlin Clark, the Department of Justice, and quite possibly the President of the United States himself. Somebody got to say it, so I'm going to say it. But the one thing I will not do is take credit for this. I am looking at the Wall Street Journal. The author of the article is a guy by the name of Sean McLean. Let me read to y'all the opening couple of graphs, because I want you to hear the impact of this.
We're watching a league that loves to preach empowerment while standing by as a generational talent gets tackled like she missed 3 months of child support payments. Every game feels like a new episode of creative assaults on Caitlin Clark. Elbows? Check. Hip checks? Absolutely. Forearm to the ribs on a layup? Why not? It's Tuesday. At this point, her jersey might as well read, "Kick me, I'm talented."
Y'all not honest with yourselves. I've been telling y'all it's all documented from this season, and I've pulled up clips from last season. We obviously see the targeting. We obviously see the jealousy. We obviously see the hatred. We see it all. Whether you're gonna be honest or not, we see it. Y'all can't come with this excuse of, oh, it's just physical. Bro, Caitlin had like majority of the flagrant fouls last season. Most of them.
But don't worry, the league isn't ignoring this crisis. No, they're studying it. Which in WNBA terms means assembling a committee of very serious people who couldn't tell a pick and roll from a dinner roll. Naturally, it's chaired by someone who still thinks WNBA stands for "we're not bothering anyone." Their disciplinary system? Pure science. A blindfold, 3 darts, and a wall plastered with random punishments, $500 fine, suspension, stern email, or the classic, let's just call it basketball.
WNBA, y'all are in trouble. I told y'all didn't want to protect my precious CC. Now y'all getting hit with a civil lawsuit for targeting. You hear me? And then this stuff is documented. That don't even make no sense from players just speaking freely, thinking that they won't have no consequences. That means somebody had them on the payroll. You know what I'm saying? She done had 4 injuries within like a month and a half. Disgusting.
Now you might ask, why does Caitlin keep getting fouled so violently? Simple. Because she's too good. The kind of good that turns routine defense into full-blown episodes of Real Housewives, Elbow Edition. You'd think opposing teams would just hit the gym, tighten rotations, maybe study some film. But nope. Violence is faster. And apparently, way more fun for refs to officiate, by which, of course, we mean ignore while sipping Gatorade, filing their nails, and wondering if their DoorDash order has left the restaurant yet.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. So, I don't really talk about politics, but once politics enter my world, my rule is, I say this, we gotta talk about it. So politics are coming to our world, my world, sports, and now in Caitlin Clark's world, which is so unfortunate. I feel sorry for Caitlin Clark because she's a pawn of this whole thing, and I think Caitlin Clark needs to speak up. I'm tired of her being silent.
Meanwhile, the refs seem to be participating in some kind of witness protection program mid-game. You'd swear they're being paid per missed call. CC gets clotheslined and the officials are too busy admiring the Jumbotron replay of their own incompetence. At this point, maybe someone should check if they're still bitter about her torching their alma maters back in college, because the grudge energy is real. Even while Coyote is at home scribbling notes on how many times this girl can get ambushed without consequence, and don't you just love how certain people have suddenly developed an allergy to acknowledging the elephant in the room? Or should we say the 6 feet 9 inches Marvel villain cosplaying as a center, bulldozing through every screen like she's clearing out a mosh pit? But nah, let's keep spinning it like this is normal rookie hazing. Rookie gets elbowed, toughening up. Caitlin gets flattened. Boom, it's a highlight reel. Want a trend on Twitter? Easy, slam CC to the ground and pose over her like you just won a UFC belt. Because nothing screams women supporting women like turning the league's biggest star into a glorified crash test dummy.
Bad. You know how bad and nasty things gotta be for the Wall Street Journal to talk about going after y'all for her civil rights being violated? Do you know how bad it has to get? That's how nasty things have become. And you guys like to sit there and make it seem like we're making things up. We're not making nothing up. Kathy Engelberg treats Caitlin Clark like she's a headache and a disservice to the league.
And don't even get us started on the crowd chanting, well, she should toughen up, right? Oh sure, because when your kneecaps have migrated north to your upper thighs and your spine gets rearranged courtesy of an airborne elbow, the real issue is mental resilience. Makes sense. Next step, slap a helmet on her and call it character development. Meanwhile, you'd think someone in the WNBA office might notice that letting your most bankable star get ragdolled on national TV isn't exactly the marketing strategy you'd pitch in a boardroom. Instead of growing the game, they're just growing Caitlin's bruise collection. The only thing going viral is footage of her getting thrashed like she wandered onto an NFL field in gym shorts, because here's the truth, when enforcement disappears, toughness doesn't fill the void, chaos does. And if this were happening to anyone else? Let's be real. We'd already have emergency hearings, press conferences, maybe even 5 flavors of retroactive suspensions. But because it's Caitlin Clark, the official response is a shrug, a meme, and a bunch of 40-year-old ex-players firing up Twitter fingers to blame her for being too popular.
And that's understandable, because there have been fantastic players in the WNBA for a long time. But Caitlin didn't disparage them. She just came in and kind of changed the game with her style. So I think it's one of those things where you have to say, okay, maybe I don't think it's fair based on the previous women who have been in this league, but it's not Caitlin's fault. All she's done is elevate the game for all of us. And I think instead of being pissed off about that, you should.
Let's talk about the Olympic-level mental gymnastics happening out here. It's part of the game. No. Playing defense is part of the game. Kneecapping somebody like you're reenacting a deleted Goodfellas scene. Not so much. She needs to earn respect. Excuse me. Since when is respect handed out via flying elbows and blindsides that belong in an NFL highlight reel? And of course, shout out to the conspiracy theorists claiming anyone who complains is just protecting the white girl. Adorable. Because nothing screams progressive sports discourse like weaponizing race to excuse actual assaults. Newsflash, accountability doesn't care what color your jersey, or your skin, is. Bad behavior is bad behavior. If you've got to rack up 3 felonies per game just to look tough, spoiler alert, you're not that good, and then there's the genius suggestion, if the league won't police it, maybe the players should. Yes. Let's escalate the cage match. Because apparently while CC's out here getting folded nightly like laundry, the WNBA's big priority is talking about growth, expansion, and visibility. Yeah, nothing says brand growth like letting your future face of the league get ragdolled in slow motion on national TV. At this point, just lean in. Next season, add cage walls, give the MVP a steel chair, and call it the Women's National Brawl Association.
Kathy Engelbert, where are you? Where are you, Kathy? Nowhere to be found. You are quiet. Quiet as a mouse. It done got real spooky, I know. Nightmare on Elm Street is what I'm talking about, Freddy Krueger style.
And let's talk about Griner for a second. Sure, the media can dress it up as basketball, but when you're standing next to someone who makes LeBron look average, and they're playing like gravity and the rulebook don't apply, something's off. There's dominant, and then there's, wait, is this even legal? So, what's the solution? Start with the basics, enforce the actual rules. Revolutionary idea, I know. If you hand out fines and suspensions like party favors to anyone deliberately trying to separate CC's torso from her skeleton, the message might actually stick. If not, fine. Let's innovate. Outfit refs with tasers and zap anyone confusing basketball with WrestleMania. Or better yet, let's just admit it and start marketing this as the Hunger Games, Hardwood Edition. Because right now, what we're watching isn't just competition, it's chaos in a jersey.
No integrity. You hear me? You allowing these assaults on my precious CC, but you have your favoritism when it comes to certain other players who not even the face of the league. They just hoopers. They ain't bring no awesome revenue. They ain't bring no awesome viewership. They ain't bring y'all out of the shadows to the mainstream. Now we see everything that's been going on.
The clock is ticking. The more they let this slide, the more they encourage a culture where violence is strategy and silence is policy. And eventually, it won't just be Caitlyn. It'll be every player, every team, every game. Because once you turn your league into a soap opera with bruises, you can't be surprised when the real talent starts walking away and taking the fans with them. So if the WNBA still wants to be taken seriously, they've got two choices: police the court, or get policed by someone else. Because the only thing more embarrassing than letting your brightest star get assaulted every night is thinking no one's going to call it out, and if they don't fix it, don't worry. We'll always have the highlights. Caitlin Clark, Human Pinata, now streaming with bonus commentary from refs who were watching the kiss cam instead.
Maybe WNBA leadership should at least have to go sit in front of some people and answer some very uncomfortable questions. Lord knows I would love to see that. Because Kathy Engelbert and Adam Silver, it seems to be nothing to see here. Please move.
Let's not kid ourselves. This isn't some organic evolution of the game. It's a coordinated culture of unchecked aggression, conveniently justified because the target happens to be young, white, successful, and, worst of all, popular. You'd think popularity would protect her. In the WNBA, it paints a bullseye. She draws crowds. That's threatening. She shifts the ratings curve. Now she's the villain. It's high school politics in sneakers, and the pro clutching from bitter ex-players now playing gatekeeper. Comedy. She hasn't earned her place. Oh, so this is a sorority hazing ritual? You can't sit with us unless you averaged 5 points a game during the Bush administration. Please. CC's resume reads like an MVP cheat code. This isn't welcome to the league, rookie. It's not roughed up, it's flat out assaulted. And the league's response? Shrug, smile, call it toughness. The NFL would have had 30 lawyers, 2 investigations, and $1 billion lawsuit filed before the next commercial break. But Caitlyn? Nah. Let her get flattened. Builds character. Boosts ratings.
There comes a point where people have to use the brain that God gave them and understand that before you write an article, you really need to think about what you're writing. You really need to take a step back, or roll your chair back, open your eyes, and realize that what you write, you might not want to write. It's like an email response to something that you have happen at work. Write it, delete it, and then take.
It's playground logic dressed up in a professional setting. If she's better than me, take her down. No strategy, no class, just hostility disguised as hustle. And the WNBA, in all its wisdom, is letting it happen because they're scared. Scared to rock the boat. Scared to enforce rules. Scared that doing the right thing might offend the wrong people. So they say nothing, do less, and pray nobody sues, but someone will. Because this isn't staying cute forever. The second CC's injuries become career-threatening, and you can bet her family's lawyers already have a folder labeled Exhibit A, the league is cooked. Even casual fans are asking, isn't this illegal? That's not just bad optics, that's a PR nightmare with a legal invoice attached, and here's the twist, the longer this drags on, the more obvious it becomes that the league is banking on her staying quiet. Good luck putting that toothpaste back in the tube. Because one day, she'll walk into a courtroom with a reel of highlight fouls, a high-profile attorney, and a surgical statement about workplace safety, negligence, and systemic failure. She won't just win, she'll expose. And the WNBA will look around and realize they created their own worst enemy by trying to crush their biggest asset.
I know she's trying to be like this Gandhi figure, try to be like MLK, passive aggressiveness, but peaceful. I get it. But I think it's time for Caitlin Clark to speak up for herself. She needs to speak up for herself because she's allowing these people like senators talk about her civil rights are being violated, which is...
You can already feel the shift. Commentators, analysts, even former players, they're starting to flinch. This is just part of the game crowd getting quieter. The highlight reels looking more like documentaries. The cheers turning into cringes. That's not good for business. That's not good for anyone, and if the WNBA doesn't get serious, the dominoes will fall. Sponsors will pull out. Parents will stop telling their daughters to tune in. Future stars will look at this league and wonder if the dream is worth it. Because who signs up to become famous just to get publicly assaulted with zero backup? The dream starts looking less like opportunity and more like a trap. So what now? The WNBA has a decision to make. Grow up. Enforce real rules. Protect your players, all of them. Build a league worth watching. Or keep pretending Caitlin Clark is a problem instead of a blessing and watch the very audience she brought in walk right back out the door, and if they choose the latter. The clock's already ticking. Her patience isn't infinite. Her bruises are piling up, the cameras are rolling, and the public is watching. This isn't just a basketball issue anymore. It's a civil rights issue in high tops.